Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron, or Hearts of Iron 3's Black Ice. We're playing as America with a lot of revolt risk right now, and I'm not quite sure what they're thinking with all that revolt risk going on. Okay, so we've got the heavy industry being built here. We're going to pick up the speed. Let's see if we can get this going faster. Get through some of this. I know I sort of still feel I need to pause it. We give them money for fuel. No, thank you. Get through, sure. Okay, seafarer strike from March 1st to March 4th, 1936. Joseph Curran led a strike aboard the Panama Pacific Line's SS California, then docked in San Pedro, California, but the United States Secretary of Commerce, Daniel Roper, and the Panama Pacific Line declared Curran and the strikers mutineers. Seamen all along the coast struck in to protest the treatment of the California's crew. Curran became a leader of the 10-week strike, eventually forming a supportive association known as Seamen's Defense Committee. Okay. Fucking effing. Really? Really? Construction of the Hoover Dam. The renowned Hoover Dam was finished construction, and construction occurred for 5 years between 1931 and 1936. During the Great Depression, it was built on the state borders of Arizona and Nevada. The dam had two official names, one after President Hoover and one after the nearby Boulder Canyon, because yes, it's also Boulder Dam. Many Americans felt frustrated that the man who had nothing to do with the dam was named after it. In 1947, it was restored to the Hoover Dam to the vexation of many U.S. citizens. What's the name of the Hoover Dam? Yes, Boulder Dam, Hoover Dam. Well, this is getting down some revolt risk. Artillery focus. Hello, Beam Slam. I'm doing very well. Okay, I'm getting frustrated at this mod and the amount of... I did not know. Okay, pay the... Okay, yeah, I hate paying these damn soldier things. I think it's wrong. Get down there, let's send this National Guard garrison down this way. Battle of Los Angeles, no. There was no fighting. I did not know about the protests over that, but that's just a strike. Here, all of these with it. It should all be the same class, same capabilities. Don't know if we're going to operate as a big wolf pack or spread them out. Yeah, remember you just had the mod already when there was the new mod version released. Yeah. I guess I can say here, I probably will also make an announcement. I am really frustrated with what they've done with Black Ice. This last week I was getting in and actually going to try to get the mod released by this weekend. And the way they've changed things for granting bases and whatnot based upon who you have here ministers. In 11.1, it was based upon the minister, who the minister was, so each guy has a number. And they just had a thing, and so what I did was, I've made a bunch of traits specifically tailored to the person, not not just like benevolent gentlemen and pig-headed and isolationists, but actual traits that to me matched the various elements of the leaders. And they've now gone in and made the traits themselves the thing that gives the additional factories and whatnot. And I went and I got partway started into this, and I figured out I'm going to have to do 56, and then you have to do 2 sets of entries. So that would be over 100 entries, 112, because I have 56 for a TRE, 56 different traits, specialized traits, and a bunch of leaders have, like Hermann Goering, have 2 traits, because one is for when they call him Minister of National Defense, but had been, in economics minister when he's in charge of the 4-year program, and then he also has as head of Air Force. And each one of those for Goering was slightly different, and meant, because at times he's both and at times he's just one. But so it's sort of meant to stack when he's running both and still have some effect. So I don't know that I'm thinking I'm going to come out and just release the version for 11.1 and say F it unless somebody else wants to come and do it, and get it done, because all it would have to do is you can just look up to see what you need to do, but you just go through all the monkey work. Someone who can does all that. So yeah. I don't know about releasing TRE. Give money for exchange for fuel. No, I don't want to give up money. Export of tungsten trade deal lasts for a year. Let's trade. Germany tungsten. Okay, I guess. Okay, so we've gone down from surplus 2 to surplus 1. Okay. We don't need to do too many of those. Who is this with? Canada. Here, I think I could find out. Well, Olympia. We're at surplus 4, so okay. We'll trade molybdenum to Canada. Now we're at surplus 3, which is fine. Second London Naval Treaty, yeah, I guess we'll sign it. I would love to, anyone who wants to tell me, 10 minutes left before go back to selling my soul to, you're not selling your soul, you're just selling your labor. Unless there's something else going on there. Eric. I don't know where in history, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong or point out, I'd love to have you do it, where in history that an arms race specifically led to a war. That was the whole philosophy behind these treaties. One aspect. The other aspect, of course, is just the idea that if Britain isn't building a bunch of ships, then America doesn't have to build a bunch of ships, or vice versa. So less government spending. So I get that, but ultimately it's ends up not being for the best. I know there's a lot of people that try to argue we would give them crude for money. Sure. We are waiting. Well, thank you. Who is this? South Africa. No, I'm not going to reduce that. Blueprint stolen. Economic focus. Stage 130. 1/3. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if there's somebody who wants to help me and do the monkey work and get it through. I could talk them through very briefly on Discord, and then they could do it. Otherwise, I'm just going to release it for 11.1, and that can become the version for 44. Okay. Garrison duty. Okay, good. Great Peace demonstration. The Great Peace demonstration was held today at the Capitol when tens of thousands of people cheered the cabinet members and members of the opposition as they met to speak to the public today at the event. The head of government and the leader of the opposition both spoke. This. Okay. Announced that it will never agree to drag into a conflict against its will. Great. This sounds like one of the things I disabled for Black Ice because I hate. I mean, I did for TRE because I hate these kind of. This is not a real event, people. The strike, and I totally, I'm totally disagreeing with the idea of the strike was needed troops to come in to put it down, etc., etc. That it was a military type revolt. As being a real event. But this just looks like a pure generic stupid thing happening. I hate these things. Give me historical ones, and then I will like them. No, not to Egypt. No, I'm only going to export to nations that I really would like. My strategic resources, not these things. To nations I really want to see built up better. But the regular trading, I'm just going to say yes, so long as I have significant positives, which 100, yeah, we have significant positives, so export of zinc. South Africa, no. Pre-war armor construction advance. Okay, let's take a look here. The first one was a one and done, and that pre-war armor light carry. Okay, that's because of our treaty. I think that stopped, so we're going to stop that one. Can't research that, I guess. Guessing that's what it is. Plus, gives us a little bit more search with. No, I have not, Ari. Just I haven't. Ari sent me something about almost like a 2-hour video, and hey, when you get the time, you might find watching this. Yeah, I haven't got the time. Okay. We're going to, okay. We're going to save up more money before we do this. Cracks and suspensions, tank destroyer. Okay, 36, we'll keep that going. Okay, rubber workers strike. Factory workers, including those who work in all three major rubber makers in Akron, Ohio. Forced poor working conditions, low wages. Now, because they're saying Akron, Ohio, I think this is actually a real event. Benefits close to none. These working conditions resulted in workers establishing the United Rubber Workers in 1935, who organized the first major strike in the Akron rubber industry. The workers resorted to using long picket lines and sit-down strikes. This prevented the companies from hiring scab workers, which would interfere with getting their demands met. Factory management was reluctant to use physical force because of the possibility of damage of plant property. Then Akron Mayor Lee D. Scorchi attempted to use police force to put an end to the strike, but the officers refused to do so when they confronted thousands of organized workers. The strike was successful in getting Goodyear Rubber to negotiate better contracts with workers. Yeah, back in the 30s, basically before World War II, they're not what we would really think as health and safety. And I'm sure most of you sort of know that so long as you have extra workers, work has low value. If you have more workers than work needed to be done, workers become the unvalued part. So during the Depression, so many people are out of employment. Now these companies, quite honestly, are facing, okay, there is a small class of people well off, not necessarily rich, just a small class of people that are well off, that they can buy a new car. Not that they're like what we would think of as today as being rich. No, they have a nice house. They can not, periodically these cars are changing a lot. If you look at a 34, if you look from a Model T to which is a 1920s type car, to a 1930s type car, these people, they're well off. They can buy a new car. They can buy this. They can buy that. They're not really what you'd call rich. They're just the middle class that has income. There is a middle class in America during the Depression that doesn't have income, meaning they may own property, including, but they're not making, or something, but they're not making money on it. It's like, you own a shut down factory, even a small factory, shut down because there's no one buying your products. So there's lots of people out there that maybe have, wealth in a way, but they're functionally poor. Not like poor as in out on the streets, but they're not well off. Then you have both sort of a middle class and a rich elite during this time that can buy things like cars, and then of course need tires for it. But you see a lot of extra labor on it, so labor becomes what is not valued. And so now this is, you even see in the thing, they talk about how they don't even use police to put this thing down. This is just why I'm like, okay, what are no bees left? They're just going on with each other. Well, good. Export of tungsten. Who are we trading with? Iran. No, thank you. Radio detection equipment. Nice. Okay. Do cast iron construction. Get past our riveted armor stage. What do we have here? Okay. Oh, that's right. We're waiting to get this up a bit here. Okay, Ari, have a good day at work. Yes, you can have crew. Okay, Remington Rand strike. Remington Rand strike, 1936 to 37, was a strike by federal union affiliated with the American Federation of Labor against the Remington Rand Company. The strike in May 36 ended in April 37, although the strike settlement would not fully be implemented until mid-1940. The strike, notorious for spawning the Mohawk Valley Formula, a corporate plan for strike breaking to discredit union leaders, frighten public with violence, use local police and vigilantes to intimidate strikers, form puppet associations of loyal employees to influence public debate, fortify workplaces, employ large numbers of replacement workers, threatened to close the plant if work was not resumed. Mohawk Valley formula was described in an article by a company president, James Rand Jr., and published in the National Association of Manufacturers Labor Relations Bulletin. On the fourth month of the strike, the article was widely disseminated in pamphlet form by the National Association of Manufacturers later that year. The board called the Mohawk Valley a plan for industrial war. Okay. Heat wave in 1936. Lovely. Okay, folding wings have advanced. What is folding wings? Should probably push too far. Okay. Look, I get the idea. We're trying to sort of be. Where's where's this new revolt taking place? Is it under a unit that's already somewhere? Okay, I guess. There's more here. That's the Akron, Ohio. Oh, these are all, I guess, in New York City. Uh, okay, well, I don't agree with level. Yes, carriers, battleships, big ones, big ones, big ones, big ones. Yes, toy jet. Industrial advance, very nice. Let's, yes, 1936, so we'll let that continue. Italy takes out their submarine torpedo tubes advance. Let's see. Okay, well, why do we not have crew berthing? Well, let's add crew berthing. Yeah, we've got enough other diplomats and stuff. So, down there, and I would say enough spice. Well, yeah, let's enough spice for the moment. Let's do that, and then come over to intelligence. Okay, we want to well, own spy priority to the top. Let's do national unity. Now let's go down to 2. Let's do 3 for party support. Keep them Democrats in office. They like to do political spying. Democrats do. They still do. Okay. Well, yeah, let's do some 4-engine airplane research. Okay, let's see. Consumer goods during peace. Well, we already don't need any consumer goods during peacetime, so best in our industry wouldn't help us out. Okay, leadership modifier, that would help us out. So let's do that. Big chunk of money. Okay, current level. Medicine advance. Okay. Make our aircraft really good. Shall we? Bomb loads and incendiary bombs. Fighter pilot training. Meaning. Yeah, well, maybe not yet that. Our Navy is mostly pretty good here, so borrowing some of that. No, we're not buying fuel. Well, we may do super battleships, not sure. Definitely battleships, but I'm not sure on super battleships. Would you consider a New Jersey class a super battleship? Um, yes. No. Yes. Yes. Okay. Aero engines, advance. Okay, don't need to press ahead just yet on that. We've got enough 36 technologies to and before to do, and we're not going to really be going to war for a while. That's too many projects. I need to cancel a few of these, or that one. There we go. And light cruiser armor thickness. Let's take a look at that. Yeah. It's into 30. There we go. Okay, that's good. Party rally. Yeah, that'll get our revolt risk down by 4%. That may help some of this. Export of millennium, molybdenum. With who? Japan. No. Gotta be a nice, good, friendly nation. Okay, well, that's better. It's not all red where we don't have troops. So that is, like I say, better. Tractable undercarriage, which I think was a one and done. Rear hangar, submarine hull. Rear hangar's one and done. We do the safety. We can do double hanger. Let's do double hanger. And submarines. Periscope, yeah. We're just at 35 to 34 years technology. Okay, yes. Hello, hard, stylish Irish. How you doing? As U.S.A, do you not just research everything and build everything? Well, essentially, yes. Currently, we have 61.8% in leadership right now, so we're heavily researching. But yeah, let's do it smart. Go for the things that particularly that will take a long time in building, like particularly capital ships. We are trying to get some of their structural elements up done first. And then yes, once we have our industrial power, okay, we need to build some more factories here. Um, Once we get our more industrial power going, get the depression, the oh so great one, over. Now like I say, I've never played the U.S. in Hoi 3 before. Um, so I don't know what's going to come with Black Ice here. Um, I don't know why or what they've necessarily picked for where some of this industry was. I mean, there was a significant aircraft industry going on during this time, during the 30s, down in California. Third Reich events adds some ICs around here because, particularly like Hartford and New Haven, Connecticut, is like where Colt and Remington arms manufacturers are. So I've increased their industry. Now, I didn't do that when I created the mini mod here for America that I'm playing with currently. Part of the reason I added the industry here, because I knew it existed here for making arms, which were very important for World War II, and they were pre-existing. There is, of course, the philosophy that maybe you should simply move, meaning if, let's just say there's 100 industrial points in the U.S., that's the correct balance, and maybe it's just not all in the right location, shall we say. But since I also do things to improve Germany's IC, it's sort of counterbalancing it. So instead of trying to make everything a zero-sum game, I I'm upping Germany's IC. Now I'm also doing things to, but I'm upping some IC various times and taking it away at the beginning just because they're not doing armaments production with it, but it's there. And so I give it back later on. And since I'm doing that, I'm also decided to give some to America to counterbalance it, as well as to some other places, but primarily America. So since that wasn't happening here, I decided not to give me any special advantage. Hello, Kyle. How you doing? Finally doing. Yes, we're going to do. I hope everybody supports me. Like I said, if there's no point in me making a series if no one's going to watch it. So if everyone's watching this, I will continue this. Okay. Hello, Chris Stellion. It's been 2 years since we last spoke around. Okay. I'm doing good. Thank you. Good to have you back. Well, there's now remember that this is not America with Hoi 3, okay? This is America with Black Ice. So they're doing a lot of stuff, and they have a lot more revolt risk here that to a level that I'm disagreeing with as now playing it. I don't think some of the stuff happens that when it's just the AI. I think this is for a human player. So, yeah, we will see how this goes. Hello, Starstreak. Good to have you here. And so, yeah, there is. And now I'll just tell everybody watching now or later when you're watching this, I am going to play America mostly historical until the war, until it goes into the war. In that, I'm not like going to try to, like I see some people with, particularly like in Hoi 4, trying to justify and declare war and increase the American empire. I do plan on, and like Arno says, they were reinforcing the Philippines, sending over more and more units. They had sent over a bunch, including a tank outfit, I think a company level of M3 Stuarts over to the Philippines. Well, I'm planning on reinforcing the Philippines in time to try to hold it. Probably see about enforcing Guam a bit more, reinforcing that. I disagree with them giving two positions here. I know I talked to the author of that, and I disagree with his work there. But we'll send in reinforcements, make sure that there's good reinforcements around. So, but I'm planning to stay at peace until basically Pearl Harbor. But get prepared for it. It's sort of like America prepared for World War II as opposed to America not prepared for the World War II. But that is what I'm going to do. Then, basic education advance. From then, we will take a look at export a millennium. Okay. Okay, we'll do this with Canada. Cruiser horizontal protection. Okay, I guess that is probably pushing it too far for this time, which is fine. Okay. We'll take a look at the conditions of the world and just what force we immediately have available at the, starting in 1942 approximately. And we'll see how we go. Yes, somewhat guided by World War II and the likelihood of a torch-like attack, but we may also send American units into Egypt as well. Like I say, we're going to try to hold the Philippines from being conquered and get as much as we can, get things stabilized here and push against Japan. And, I don't know, maybe we'll see about the idea of, invading Norway, after the Germans have taken it, not to conquer it, but to liberate it, or something like that. We may do some non-historical type moves once the war is going. So I'm not trying to say that I'm going to do the war just as it was done historically. No, that isn't the point. The point is I'm not going to behave. I guess in my mind, I'm not going to behave in an un-American fashion as I see what they would have been doing then. So that if I don't think that it's something that is a reasonable likelihood, then I will not do it. Okay, is it light cruiser or light carrier? Okay, that's what I was thinking, light carrier. Okay, 1937. And so, yeah, I'm trying to do all of these closed hanging safety most efficiently. Well, okay. Well, I can't go there until the war starts, Arno. So so once the war starts, and I have the troops. So I know Arno, being Dutch, wants me to defend Dutch territory, and sure, fine. But if I think, say, the Philippines are properly well held and Guam is well held, then because you can only start reinforcing into Malaya and Java once that we're in the Allies and we can get in there. And once we can get in there, then yes, but we can't get there beforehand. So broadcasting and monumental architecture. So yes, when we can. So, done up there. Detection. Yeah. Well, yeah, like I say, I've not played America before, and we'll see how this goes. I'm planning on up until at least 19 39, mostly just do industry. Maybe getting into some capital shipbuilding. Uh, we can do improved security units, I guess, since we're having some problems with our internal situation. So, yeah, I would rather have a super good industry and be ready to go. Ready to go is okay. Broadcasting. Let's have a look at new programs. Great. Copper export trade deal for 1 year. Um, using Truman. Okay. I mean, yeah, he's around at the end of the war. Truman. Is it is John Garner the vice president? Quite honestly, I'm not sure. Um, at this point, Truman is brought in only for Roosevelt's last election. I forget who it was before. It could be that Garner guy. I just don't know. Chile, no, not a chance with Chile. I don't care about Chile. Okay. Let's take again. Oh, normally I would be worried about consumer goods, but right now we're not. I do know things can change, of course, so not an unconcerned. Where? Yeah, here. Okay, so consumer goods, heroic tales, or small news, national unity, ruling party support. I think we'll do small news and politics for our first. Okay, new monumental. Let's see the plans. Carrier screws advance, carrier rudders advance, carrier hull, carrier armor, carrier. That's what we capital ship. So let's go to carrier and take a look at the year dates and anything we're still researching. Okay, some of these guys just went grayed out, grayed out. Okay. Grip screws, hole, and rudder, which I think will also be grayed out. Um, no, they're down here, 1936. Okay, we'll continue with those. I guess those were much more backward at the time. Nothing under Blitzkrieg can do. Let's continue to look at, well, do tactical air command and we can do tactics. So Truman. Uh-huh. Okay, so we can do one of these buildings. I normally do the university first because if you're going to do it, you might as well do it early. Um, and that's probably going to hold true here. Yes, we did start with a major movie studio, which seems appropriate. Uh, Yeah, let's do education. Yes, university. Unfortunately, they don't keep the same title between the various elements. Yes, build this. We'll gain a bit of descent, but all right. I don't think we need quite that many. So, oh, I forgot to move these two to the top. Ah, let's see if we can find another couple of places to throw. Well, we can do an industry here, an industry here. That'll get us a few. That's at the top of the production. Advanced education. Yeah, we'll let that continue. Might as well do AA ammo, and pretty soon we'll be getting to 37 technologies. Try to be efficient and get to some of the other earlier. Okay, I think with this you pick one, and it'll gray the other ones out once you get this done. So, fighter focus. This is for our capital ships, not our aircraft carriers. So we're going to do a lot of aircraft carriers. Do we want to do a torpedo sea attack, or do we want to do surface detection and shore bombardment? Well, we are going to have a bunch of invasions, and they very well may be opposed. So I think we're going to do scout focus, because that's going to affect shore bombardment. So let's do that. And if we get that done, we can still do some of the others. Okay, fine. And yeah, we can come over here and do dual purpose guns. America had a lot of dual purpose guns on their ships. In fact, their standard destroyer guns were very much dual purpose guns. Uh, yeah, we got a lot of these things through. Well, let's see about what we do. Uh, copper. Why do they want copper? I already have copper nickel here. I'm going to go no. Rollable pitch, which is a one and done aircraft technology. I don't know. I don't need to look to see if we're going to should keep doing it at all. Yeah, some of these I know, like light anti-aircraft artillery, that can upgrade into an already produced ship. So I'm trying to do like main gun armaments, which I don't think can. Um, damage control, that can be done to an already produced ship, and as well as ammunition can, I do believe. So now we need more. So okay, something went by that we had been doing, but okay, well, maybe we should have done entertainment. Okay. Red, okay, cruiser. Carry. Okay, I guess we'll just start in on these. Cruiser vertical protection, cruiser bulkhead. Did we look? Should we get okay? Main armament there. Oh, that's 38 and 38. Those are too far in advance, so we'll shift over to those. And I think we'll take this opportunity to save the game and end the episode. Not the live stream, you guys. We'll still be doing more of the live stream. But those watching later on YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out with me here and watching. If you have any questions, tips, suggestions, please post them below. Love hearing from you. See you next time for more, yes, more hearts.